Hi guys. Well, it's been a while since I've submitted a Adventures in Substituting video, so I wanted to do that right now. So I'm still substituting. I'm doing a lot of long terms. I did a lot of long terms last year, and this last long term that I did was for maternity. It was for the little ones. I don't want to say the grade, but it was for the little ones, the very little ones. And they were a very sweet little class. Uh, didn't really have any problems, Kids were, they knew the routine and the schedules and everything. So, the class ran as smooth as it could run with a new teacher being in there, which was me. Didn't really have any problems, so to speak, but I had a little tough one in there. That's what I don't like to call them bad, but I had a little tough one in there. And the thing about this child was that he was cute. Cutest little thing. Cute little boy. He could be sweet when he wanted to be sweet, but when he got mad, watch out. Watch out. I'll just give you a little synopsis of what happened in the classroom while I was in there with this tough one. He called me, motherfucker. Yeah, because I told him that he needed to stand in line and wait his turn to put his computer up. So he called me a motherfucker. You're a motherfucker. Yep. And said it loud. So it wasn't just like, you're a motherfucker. No, he said it, you're a motherfucker. Yeah, he said where all the kids heard. Threw trash cans at me, ripped up papers, didn't want to do his work, tore up books, broke crayons, the usual stuff, And of course, none of this fazed me because I've seen it this is not my first rodeo, so seen that, done that, been there, whatever, So, wasn't really, and so that got to him because he couldn't get to me. It wasn't pushing my buttons. It would push his buttons more because I would just be very calm and say, I'm so sorry that you're not feeling good today, or your mood isn't a little bit better. Your disposition isn't the best that it could be today. So you could be a nice person. So just things like that I would tell him, or most of the times I would just ignore him. Because sometimes that works too. If you ignore them, you don't give them the attention that they want, they'll eventually, and I say that loosely, eventually, they will calm down. So, some of the things that this child did was just unbelievable. Like, just mean. To be mean, I mean, mean. Like, one time, another child, it was his birthday, so the mama dropped off some cupcakes. And so at the end of during snack time, because we had snack time about 1:30, 1:45-ish or something, about 2 o'clock or whatever. And he just happened to get pulled out of the room because he had done something. So they came and got him. And then when it was snack time, I happened to be passing out the cupcakes. So I was passing out the cupcakes. Now, the other thing about this child was that he was very mean to the girls. Didn't matter what little girl it was, he was mean to them. But there was this one little girl in particular, we'll call her S. She was so sweet. Sweetest little girl. Sweet, sweet, sweet. She was sitting towards the front of the room by the door. So she was over there in that little table with 3 other little children. And he came in and he wanted to know where his cupcake was. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, you don't get one. He goes, what? I'm like, not with your behavior. You don't, no. You're not, no, I don't feel you should get one. You're not with what you did. And, you called Miss Perez a name and threw trash cans. No, I'm sorry, but no. Maybe later, but no. Said, so maybe later, I can send it home with you. Well, no, that wasn't going to do it for him. So on his way out, I was still handing out cupcakes. So she happened to already have her cupcake. Now remember, she sits towards where the door is at. So as they're taking him back to this other classroom, 2 teachers were with him. As they were taking him back to the classroom, one teacher was at the door waiting, and the other teacher was, had his hand, and they were escorting him out. He decides on his way out, S was there with her little cupcake. She had it in her hand on a plate. So he decides that she's holding it, right? She's holding the cupcake. So as he's walking by, he takes his hand and he hits that plate from underneath, and the cupcake goes flying, lands on the floor. So needless to say, chaos ensued because S started crying. He started laughing. And, he just thought it was so funny. And I told her, I said, baby, don't even worry about it. Miss Perez we got an extra one here. Well, I'm going to give you that one. Don't even worry about that. So the little girl, she picked up her cupcake and she cleaned up as good as she could, and she threw it away. And by this time, he had already left the room. They took him out of the room. So I gave him the cupcake. I gave her another cupcake. And she asked me, as a child, just naivety, innocence. She asked me, she goes, why did he do that? I said, I don't know, baby. He's just not having a good day today. I don't know why he did that. But don't worry about it. You're getting here's another one. So you're going to get a cupcake anyway. Don't worry about it. Fast forward about 20 minutes later. He walks back into the room, to gather his stuff for dismissal. Sashays himself over where I'm at, and he's got the nerve. He's got the nerve to ask me, Miss Perez, can I have my cupcake? And I look at him and I'm like, there's no more cupcakes. But you said I could. I said, I know what I said, baby. But on your way out, you decided to knock S's cupcake out of her hand, and her cupcake was ruined. It was dirty because it landed on the floor. So I had to give her your cupcake since you did what you did to her cupcake. So, and he just looked at me. He could not believe it. You should have seen the rage in his eyes. And I said, that's what happens, baby, when your actions have consequences. That was the consequence of your action. And I'm so sorry, but there's no other cupcakes left. I'm sorry. Well, you could have told him that I told him Santa Claus was not real. Or told him that his dog died. Or you could swore I had, just ruined his world. Because it started all about, I said, no, ma'am, no, sir. You did this. I didn't have anything to do with this. You did this. You decided to come in and do what you did, which was very, very mean-spirited. It was mean. There was no reason to do what you did. And so as a consequence to you, you don't get a cupcake. He just looked at me, and I'll tell you, if looks could kill, he looked at me, and his little eyes were just, he was just so mad, and he was doing all this crap. And I just looked at him, and I was smiling. Like, have a nice day. And I was just, I didn't get upset. I didn't get mad. I was just very calm. And I said, I'm sorry. And you know what he told me? He looked in my face and he goes, I'm going to tell my mom to come up here and whip you in the butt crack. I said, well, on that note, you may leave the room, go back to where you were at, get your stuff for dismissal, go back to where you're at, and I will be sure to tell Miss so-and-so, because I don't want to use any names, I'll be able to report this to Miss so-and-so. Oh, please don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, no. No, don't worry about it. We have to report these things. So you said what you said, and I'm going to do what I need to do. Needless to say, he was not happy. Not happy. And just so you know, the mom was not shocked. Because she was, he was in a special program, if you want to call them that. And they had to type up everything that he did, all of his behaviors, all of his actions, what he said, what he did, all this. It was like a very, very detailed log of his behavioral actions. And so every day they would have to get on the computer and they would email the mama and they would give her a copy of this is what he did, this is what he said, this is what he didn't do, this is what he refused to do, whatever. And sometimes they would have to call her, And of course she didn't like that, but they're covering their asses because they have to show where, a log has been taken, the behaviors have been written down. And that was part of their job, so I didn't have anything to do with that. They told me when I first got in that class, you need to, make sure that you report whatever, anything that he does out of the ordinary, cusses, throws things, please make sure to tell us, and I had their phone number, so I would just text him, oh, he did today. And they would write me back and they said, thank you for letting us know. And that was it. So, even though you haven't heard from me in a while, those things are they're still happening to me. But you know what? It makes the job interesting, and I still love going into the classrooms. I still love doing long terms. So it'll be a while yet before I call it like, okay, I'm hanging up my teacher ears and replacing them with Disney ears forever. So that has not come to fruition yet. I've still got a couple of years left in me, but I'm telling you guys, it is getting rough. It's getting rough. The kids are not getting any better. They're getting worse. And the parents are getting worse too. And admin. Some of the admin are just, they're not doing their jobs. For lack of a better word, they're just not doing their jobs. So, I already know the schools that I can go to. I already know the schools, not where I can go to, where I want to go to. Because the admin is just, they are on point. They're very welcoming. The staff is there are a lot of schools around the district that are like that I would go back in a New York minute. And it feels good when they want you. When they call you and say, hey, can you you did such a fantastic job with can you come back and do and I'd say, sure, no problem. Because I know how I'm going to be greeted and how I'm going to be treated, and I gladly say yes. So the school year is coming upon us, the new school year 2022-2023. And I already have 3 long terms lined up. So I'll be starting one for 4 weeks. And then I go back for a longer one, which will run through November. Starts in September, runs through November. And then I will be doing some jobs here and there. And then in January, I start another one. So my school year is pretty full so far. And I'm just going to, I always go in I try to go in with the positive attitude and with the good attitude. And you make it what it is. You make it what it is. And of course, namaste, namaste. And with that, have a great day and a great attitude, make life what you want it to make, and I choose to make life happy, and I choose to stay positive, and my key word, as you guys know, is namaste. Namaste. Bye, guys.